Okay guys, so if you're watching this and you're hopefully know what I'm about to say. Drum roll. I'm finally making that YouTube tutorial. I know, it's taken me forever. I have it requested all the time on my TikTok. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll just do an in-depth video of it on YouTube. So that's where we are. By the way, this is my first ever YouTube video. Which is kind of crazy. I don't have great setup. I have a light, I have my phone, I don't have a camera for this, so I'm so sorry if the quality is absolute dog poo. But we are attempting. So yeah! Today is the day. I am actually kind of excited. I love doing my makeup and I have lashes on, and I really like to do my makeup with lashes because like it doesn't look the same in my opinion. Well, it does. It's just I'm also kind of like, if I don't have my lashes on, I feel like a bare little baby. A bare little baby. So, anyways, let's get into the video. Okay, so to get into this video, first things you're gonna need are these lovely dovely hair clips. I bought a 30 pack of them off Amazon for I believe it was like $9. I personally recommend the alligator clips. They hold a lot of hair back, and I kind of double up on them sometimes when I'm in like the mood to like really get my hair out of my face. So that's what we're gonna do. I had to move my hair clips because they were genuinely irritating me in the spot they were in. But now my hair is out of my face, so we are all set to get this video started. The first product I'm using is the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. This is the one without niacinamide. You can use the one with niacinamide. I have both. I personally prefer this one. As you can see, she's very well loved and used. So we're going to go in with this, and we are going to put it in this part of my, like, you're going to put it on the cheekbone of your cheek. You're going to put it on your forehead and a little bit on your chin. And then I use my fingers. You can use whatever, but I tend to just rub on in because you're going to put primer in basically all the places you want your makeup to stick. If you want a good like makeup look, use your primer. Overuse it if you have to. There's no such thing as too much primer. So we're literally just going to put it everywhere. I'm literally accidentally getting my nose ring out of my nose doing this. Now we're gonna wait at least 30 seconds to a minute to kind of just let it get tacky. So we're gonna do that. Wait 30 seconds to a minute. I mean it. Don't just be like, oh, I think it's 30 seconds. We can put it on. Oh, excuse me. You want this to be able to stick to your face without any wiggling like that. I will show you in literally, like, I show you. It's been 30 seconds. This has a lot of product on it for me sticking it on my face. But our next step is we're going to go in with the e.l.f. Halo Glow. I am in the shade Fair. I'm a very pale girly. So you can use the high-end brands ones of this. Like, this is obviously a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury, but I am... like, I like high-end makeup, and I also don't want to spend my entire paycheck on high-end makeup. So I'll use the e.l.f. girly every now and then. Well, mainly I use her. I love her. So we're going to put it in all these spots right here. Specifically the cheeks and the forehead. I have a decently sized forehead, so we're going to definitely pat her up in there. And then we're going to go in with a damp beauty sponge. I have to damp it, so let me get my... spray bottle. Dampen her up real quick. Squeeze out the excess because obviously we don't want that. And then we're gonna go and just pat her on in. Also, yes, you can definitely hear my son playing in the background. For a lot of you that didn't know, I am a 20-year-old with a lovely 8-month-old little boy. And he's staring at me, and he is very upset that I am not including him in this video, but he will live. I'll probably end up putting him beside me at some point, so he might get a little louder. But it's okay, because he's my sweet little man. Oh, this hair clip is falling out of my head. I'm going to have to fix that. Okay. Don't forget to go down your neck. You don't want like a line at all. But now that that is done, I tend to wait at least like, I want to say a minute to a minute and a half to kind of just let the product dry down so that way it's easier to build on, if that makes sense. But I'm going to fix this hair clip. I'm going to move my son beside me and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. It's been a minute, so this is definitely dried down. Next step is we're going to go in with the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I use shade 20B, because yet again, I am a very pale girly. And we're going to put it in these spots right here. Obviously under your eyes, because you want to cover your eye bags. I kind of put it on this little dab of my nose, right here, right there, and then obviously the forehead. Now, you could do this before or after contouring. I kind of tend to do both, but I'm gonna go in with a sponge first to kind of just blend everything in. I do not use a sponge for my under eyes. I use a brush, and I'm gonna show you why. Well, I'm gonna tell you why. I'm not gonna show you why. We want this makeup look to look beautiful. I also forgot to mention, you can use concealer on like any of your blemishes that you want covered. I don't have very many that I use to like cover it, so it doesn't really bother me to use it. So, yeah. Blend this in. No, 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 no. Go up the nose because we want to highlight the nose for when we do our contour. Okay. I'm gonna grab my brush wherever it shall be in my cluster of makeup brushes. Now that this is dried, we are literally going to pat it in just like that. Bring it up, because obviously this helps lift your face. So if you want to lift your face, or if you don't, go for it. I like to lift my face. I like to look like I'm snatched, because your girly is a round face beauty, especially since after having my son. So we're gonna go in with the brush first, like I'm doing now, and then when I'm done patting it out to my extent, I'm going to go in with my beauty blender just to kind of get rid of the brush strokes, because I feel like that's a very important part. A lot of people are just like, oh, why don't you use a beauty blender to do that? I don't feel like it gives me the same amount of coverage, because a beauty blender like absorbs all of my products, and I don't want it to absorb my concealer under my eyes. Like, I want everything covered. Okay, now that that is done, take your beauty blender and then just lightly blur everything in. You want it to look really flawless, like it is looking right now. Boom, like that. For our next step, I go in with the MCO Beauty Contour Cream Bronzer in the shade Medium Dark. There's two shades to this. You can get light medium or medium dark. I personally, because I'm pale, like to use a cooler tone, hence why I go in with the darker one. So we're gonna place that right on like our cheekbone. They say to technically do it under your cheekbone, do that too, but I kind of go up like this. Give me a swirl of like stuff. We're gonna place it there. We're gonna do a dab on our forehead because you want to contour that forehead. You're gonna do your under your nose, the top of your nose. I do this on my chin to make sure I can contour my chin as well. Do some here. And that's literally all I use of this girl, because she runs out pretty quickly, and she's only like $15 to get. She's not terrible, but like if you're wanting to like preserve your makeup, do that. I start with my chin first because I have a double chin from having a baby, so we want to get rid of that. So I just kind of go like this. Make sure you bring it up, and also make sure you bring it down your neck and blend it in, because you want to not have a line as well with this, because that's more common than not with bronzers. I'm gonna go in on my nose right now just to kind of blend her in, just like that. I do this. She's nice and bronzy. You can always go in with more. I'd say more is better, but I'm almost out of my favorite product, which is so sad, but it looks like... I'm gonna speed through this real quick just so you kind of get an impression. Always blend towards, like, up your face. You don't want to blend down, because that kind of just, like, specifically round face girlies, it just doesn't look like the best, if that makes sense. So always blend up into your face. Now we're gonna go on to blush. I use the Rare Beauty blush in shade Encourage. Pale girlies, always use a berry blush. Always. It just makes you look so much better. I swear by that. Use peachiness in the summertime, not during the winter time. This is my winter month shade, but I also love this one anyways. Like, she is my go-to blush. I love her. Same thing. Blend towards. I tend to have a bit of blush blindness, I'm not gonna lie. So if you don't want too much blush, don't put that much. I usually end up fixing it with concealer afterwards, which is why I said I do both. Bring it up to the eyebrow. Also pat in here. Blend into your bronzer. Don't forget that is one of the most important steps, to blend into your bronzer. And then the nose. Okay, I'm thinking we look pretty blushed up, so I'm gonna go back in with a Tarte, and I'm gonna stick it mainly in these areas right here. And under where I put my contour, to kind of just give us that, like, little snatched look. And then I'm going to go back in with the brush to blend this out. So first things first, always kind of snatch this area. Like, I don't want too much down here, so I tend to always go back over this little nose spot, because I want my nose to look snatched. Go back in on the eyes. Is that so, my love? He's got his binky in his mouth the very wrong way, and it's so cute. Beauty blender again, just to help kind of fix it up, if that makes sense. Blur it all in. Also back towards the face. And then we're gonna come here, and I do use a beauty blender for this because I'm not too, like, picky with it, as long as, like, I can get the shape that I want. I also don't always do this step. If you really want, like, your face to, like, then I would do it, but I'm also, like, not, like, dying for it, if that makes sense. Okay, so now that our cream products are done, we're going to go in with our powder products. For contour, I use the Makeup Forever. This is the shade Wild Sand, I believe. Yes. And I basically put this over, well, obviously I put this over my contoured spots. So we're going to go like this, kind of tap out all the excess. And I like to go in with my forehead first, because I'm not going to lie, this is a very pigmented product, as you can see. So I just kind of swash it on here. I don't, like, do anything crazy. I just kind of... My hair clips get messed up so much when I do my makeup, so if you see me, like, having to readjust them every now and then, that is why. That was a big noise, little man. Okay, we're gonna do that. Find your cheekbone, and then just kind of lightly blush it in. And then I just tend to, like, pat it right here, because I do like a really snatched cheekbone. Make sure that's all blended in super nicely. And then we're gonna do the nose. I go over my nose a few times just so I can make sure I have the levelness of bronzer that I like. Same with my cheeks. I just really like a good snatched face when I do this. Just like that. And then I use a very light amount just to highlight my jawline. Or, well, what should be my jawline. Like that. Okay, for powder blush, I use the NARS and shade Dulce Vida. I think that's how you say that. It's this also super, super pretty kind of berry tone. So I do use that one. Like I said, a very light amount. Just tap it in. Like, look at how stunning that is. Do the nose as well. Make sure to blend it down into the bronzer. Like so. I'm going to go in with the Cookie highlighter. This is my all-time favorite highlighter. I tried to get myself to not like it. I do like it because, like, look at that. She is beautiful. And then I just kind of put it in this inner corner as well so we don't have to drag it back out. And she's pretty. Now we go in with the pressed powders. I use this one for under my eyes, which is the Emco Flawless Filter. I use a brush for this. So I go like this. And I just pat that in. Like, look at how beautiful that is. It just makes sure everything is exactly the way I want it. And then also the forehead. And then I use this Airspun one by CoverGirl right here. I just dropped my powder puff all over my pants. Okay, we're gonna wipe it off with a big puffy flower. With a big fluffy brush is what I mean. Like that. Okay, I use two different types of sprays on my face. This is the Milani Make It Last. This is the setting spray. I use this to melt my powders into my creams. So I just, something super easy like that. And then I let that sit, let it absorb, and like it makes the powders melt so flawlessly. And if you tend to get like the wet look afterwards, I wait for it to dry and then I kind of go back in with my powder puff and I just like get all those little areas. And then when that is done, I take the Revolution, sorry, I don't take this just yet. I do my eyebrows and my lips, and then I'll take this and secure everything. So speaking of lips, which is my favorite part, let's get into that. These are the 3 lip products that I use. This is the Maybelline Superstay Ink Crayon in shade 105 on the grind. This is the CoverGirl Outlast Lip Stain in shade 20 Admire. And then this is my lip liner, which is in shade Toffee to Be 782. All of these can be found at Walmart. Hallelujah. Because I'll show you what I do. First, we're going to take the CoverGirl one. And we're just gonna outline the very bottom of my lip. And we're gonna fill in this top lip. It's important to not fill in the bottom lip. Fill in this guy. And that is that. Like that. Let that dry because it takes a minute. And we're going to go in with the Maybelline Superstay Crayon and outline our lips like this. Go like that, and then make sure you keep the inner of this lip clean, because we want that kind of pink to like flash out, if that makes sense. Like that. Sometimes you have to go over. I tend to overextend it a little much. Clean it back up. And then we go in with this one. And I kind of just add a second little line like this. Blend that in, and then also, yet again, clean out that middle piece like this. And then we get something kind of like this. I also go back over it. Like, I go back over this quite a lot. And I could probably save myself, like, the time of it if I would just do it once. But I preferably don't like doing that, so. There's that. For my eyebrows, yet again, super easy. I take the e.l.f. Clear Brow and Lash Serum, and I just pull these bad boys up into their little designed areas. I like a good fluffy brow on me. It just looks better, in my opinion, than like having skinny brows. We let that dry. And then I'll fill in like the sparse areas, because I have a few of them, because I used to shave my eyebrows quite a lot when I was younger. And then I'll just fill it in with the Milani Weekend Brow and shade Medium Brown. This kind of has like a red tint to it, which I don't really like, but at the end of the day, I can't really stop that. Or I could just always change the color, but no, it's okay. I know how to use it. So, okay, now that it's dry, we are going to go in and do the precise strokes. This is what the brush looks like. Super nice for if you want, like, very precise strokes, which is why I really like this pen. And we're just going to add little bristles. Doesn't have to be too much, because, like, obviously we don't want too much on our eyebrow. We just want to fill in those tiny little strokes. Like so. And I'm using a mirror here because this part I'm very picky about. I like having very symmetrical eyebrows, but they don't always end up like that, sadly. Sometimes I also just kind of messily do it just to see if like what it looks like, and sometimes it just looks like booty crap. So I don't. Okay, I mean, now that we're looking something like this, I'll stop and I'll leave it alone. And then we take our Revolution Super Hold Spray and hold your breath, because this stuff is strong. This stuff is like hairspray for your face, and it's great. So obviously I'm missing like the one important part, which I don't always do. If I want to, I will use the Telescopic Carbon Black by L'Oreal, and then this random Maybelline New York eyeliner. Don't know why I stuttered so much on that dang word. Like, I literally make such stupid little faces when I do my mascara, and it's genuinely so funny to me. And I'll go on and clean it up afterwards, but I'm not gonna do that in this video. I'm just gonna quickly put on my liner like this. I actually hate eyeliner, even though I use it so much, because like I hate the fact that something is going near my eyeball, but it genuinely makes a difference for these blue-eyed girlies. So I mean, if you want your eyes to pop, use some eyeliner. At least that's like my, can't say professional opinion, I'm not a professional, but my opinion. Use black eyeliner. That, you guys, is my makeup tutorial. We are all done. She is looking absolutely beautiful. I hope you enjoyed watching this. If you want to try it out, like, I would love if you guys commented down your pictures below so I can see what it looks like on other people. This is something I perfected myself, and I mean, I think it looks good. I mean, I hope so. But yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. I love you guys. Mwah!